O-ZYN-PIC, as the flavored nicotine pouch ZYN is surging in popularity. The users across social media say it also has served them as an accidental weight loss drug. But as some experts warn against the brand, is this a safe alternative? Joining us now with more is Fox News medical contributor, Dr. Nicole Saphier. Nicole, so great to have you on. So listen, we talk about ZYN a lot. Will likes ZYN, my husband likes ZYN. I don't like that my husband's on ZYN. But now they're saying there's a weight loss component to this. So tell me if that's true, and if there are negative side effects to ZYN that might outweigh some of the benefits, like getting trimmed.
You're just wanting me to say this to get at Will, I can tell, for sure. And
or solve my marital spat with Sean.
You know what? I never heard of ZYN until talking to Will about it. And so Will is essentially, it's a nicotine pouch that, people, you put in your mouth and you kind of get a direct hit of nicotine. Now, so what is nicotine? Well, it's been widely used for over a century in cigarette smoking. And one of the things actually a century ago when cigarettes came out, it was advertised for weight loss. And it was supposed to be this slimming thing. It's supposed to be a slimming alternative to candy, if you could imagine that. Obviously, over the next several decades, it became blatantly obvious the health detriments of cigarette smoking. But what is nicotine in itself? If you take all of the consequences from the tobacco and other things in cigarettes, what do you see in nicotine? Well, nicotine is a stimulant, and it absolutely is an appetite suppressant. So no, of course, this is not surprising that people are losing weight on it. But unfortunately, when people would stop smoking, they would gain weight back. So I imagine if people are, on ZYN regularly, that they may actually gain weight when they come off of ZYN.
Well, because if it's suppressing, you're getting the nicotine directly, it's suppressing your appetite. I think it would make sense that it could allow you to lose weight. Compare that, for example, we've talked a lot about Ozempic. Is it an alternative to Ozempic, maybe? Which costs, by the way, $1,000 a month, I think, to be on Ozempic.
So nicotine and the GLP-1 agonist medications work completely different. We think that nicotine actually stimulates a hormone called leptin, which is just an appetite suppressant, very different hormone system than the GLP. Is it an alternative? I don't know. Here's the problem I have with some of the ZYN is it's not widely studied. I sound, kind of like we always say, well, I don't have the data on it. So one of the concerns is, and I think when you hear medical professionals say, well, I don't know about ZYN, it's because we know nicotine can raise blood pressure, raise the heart rate, and constrict blood vessels. And we don't know what is a safe dose of ZYN or a safe dose of nicotine. And so that's why people are a little concerned. Those GLP-1 agonists or the Ozempic, Mounjaro, they have been a little bit more studied, not necessarily their long-term potential side effects, but in the short term, they're more studied. Obviously, ZYN is much cheaper than these medications, and it can work as an appetite suppressant, but does that mean that you should go and take one of the most highly addictive chemicals? I don't know. I say just get to the gym and eat a little healthier.
I agree, and I agree with that on Ozempic as well. Some people need it for diabetes, and other people are doing it as a quick fix, and we don't know those long-term studies on its impact. So very interesting stuff. I want to move to this because the question is about hot sauce. Can it trigger a heart attack? We recently saw that a teen died after eating a super spicy tortilla chip. It's unbelievable. This person was attempting a one-chip challenge. His autopsy really revealed that he had a heart attack. Do we know for sure that that was from the chip? And what is it about the hot sauce and the potential for a heart attack?
Gosh, Rachel, I hate these social media trends because we hear about the consequences of them. Now, taking hot sauce and hot chips and taking spicy things. I'll be honest, my older son, he likes to do those trends. Now, what makes something spicy? There are chemicals or ingredients in it called capsaicin and others, which are natural ingredients found in certain hot peppers. They absolutely can affect your heart, your blood vessels. In this 14-year-old boy, the autopsy showed that he died of a heart attack. He also had a pre-existing congenital heart disease. And so I think he was probably more sensitive to it. But yeah, you have to take things very carefully. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we just put a little sriracha on our egg bite. So we're going to take it easy.
On everything.
On everything. All right. Dr. Saphier, so great to have you on. Two hot topics. Appreciate it.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.